Hey y'all, welcome back. This topic is positive because the last topic was on the whole other end of the spectrum. I was talking about layoffs, but now I am talking about new beginnings because I got a new job. Yes, y'all, I got a new job. Finally, I've been looking for y'all don't know that, but I've been looking for a long time. Here's a hint. If you've been watching for the past couple years, you'll notice that there's something I kept saying. Let's listen.
I realized that substantively an area that was interesting to me, or at least a lot more interesting than what I had been doing, was some combination of tech, media, and entertainment. The job I'm in now, it's in DC. It's tech heavy, and there are some media opportunities in it too. Not so much entertainment, but I figured, hey, 2 out of those 3 isn't bad.
So I am at the BESLA conference, which stands for Black Entertainment Sports Lawyers Association. I'm trying to get more into the entertainment space, so I thought it would be a good idea to come to this conference and just meet new people and learn more about what it's like to be a lawyer in the entertainment space, and that's what I've been doing so far.
Recently, I went to the DC Music Summit at the Duke Ellington School of the Arts, and I had a really good time. I have a goal to work with or represent creatives in some fashion in the future, so this was the perfect place for me to be.
My number one goal next year, career-wise, is I want to dive deeper into entertainment, which I've been telling y'all. But yes, y'all, I finally got a job in entertainment. I am going to be doing legal work in the entertainment industry, which I'm really excited about. I'll be responsible for brand sponsorship deals, live programming, podcasts, music, talent agreements, all of that. And oh my God, I have been looking, y'all. I have been searching. I have been wanting to do this kind of work. I've been wanting to just get my foot in the door in something entertainment related. And I finally did that. And I'm so excited about it. So just to start it off, I've been looking seriously for the past 6 months. And it kind of felt like a long time, especially compared to when I got my big law job, which was kind of quick. I started looking and boom, I found something. And I think that with law firms, it's a little bit easier because the turnover is so high. There's a constant need. They just kind of need, honestly, they just need bodies. Law firms are elitist. And so you should go to the right schools. Do you have an okay personality in your interviews? Cool, we'll take you. And I believe that you can teach, okay. I believe you can teach anyone to do the work in big law. I don't feel like I just feel like you can kind of teach anyone. And so they're not as concerned, I think, about the nitty gritty of what you've done. With the in-house search, timing is not as predictable. And I think that's because people just don't leave as often. So one company that I applied for and I was interviewing with them, the person that had been there the least amount of time, she had been there for 4 years. And so sometimes they're just for years, they don't need to add someone in that legal department. And so because of that, timing is just a little bit more tricky. It just takes longer. Also, while I was searching, the market kind of crashed. And so that didn't help. But I actually think the biggest thing was that I was very specific in my search. I wanted to stay in DC and I wanted to work in entertainment. You don't really think of those two things being together. I was talking to one company. There was a guy there that was trying to, get me on his team and stuff like that. And he told me straight up, he said, you need to move to LA, maybe New York, but you're trying to do this in DC, this is gonna be tough, blah, blah, blah. And I understand why he said that because there is just a lot more opportunity, I think, in those, there is a lot more opportunity in those cities. And I think things would have moved a little bit quicker for me if I was in one of those cities. I remember I applied for a position at a network and it was in New York. Someone emailed me back 2 days later and was just well, are you willing to move to New York? And I was being too honest. And I was just no, but y'all have hybrid or remote opportunities? And they're no. And so I think that was a part of why it was so difficult. But honestly, so when I went to the Black Entertainment Sports Law Association, the BESLA conference, the lawyers there, they worked in Atlanta, LA, and DC. I feel like DC was the 3rd most popular place that those Black attorneys were from, and they were all in this industry. So I kind of was maybe there's not an abundance of entertainment legal work here like there is in other markets, but it's still here. Okay, it'll take more effort to find it, but it's still here. There's still several entertainment companies that are based here, headquartered here. And so I'm I think I can make something work. So that's what I tried to do. So yeah, it took some time. One thing I really learned through this process was that it's very much do you have experience? If not, or does someone know you? It's way more who do you know? And I remember I told Samantha, I'm I feel like I haven't really hustled this hard in a long time. Going to events, and I was just putting it out there. I want to do this. I want to do entertainment. I know some people feel differently about that. They're I don't want to tell anyone my plans because people are wishing bad on me. Personally, I think that's overstated. People are not just walking around. I mean, I think it's rare, I guess I'll say. I don't think people are just walking around and I tell them, man, I really want to do entertainment work. And they go home and they're like, God, please don't give Angel entertainment work. I think that's rare. Maybe it happens. Maybe I'm naive. You can say whatever. Tell me down below if you've experienced someone doing that to you. But I just don't think it's that common. I think usually for me, there's more benefits in putting my desires out there. And one of the ways that I do that is LinkedIn. I need to be on a LinkedIn commercial because I am such an advocate of reaching out to people that you see doing what you want to do and just being like, hey, can we talk? I would love to hear more about your journey. You don't have to necessarily reach out with a question or I don't know, like a task or an ask. I'm curious. If you are curious, like, I'm really curious what I did. I was like, I see you live in DC. You do exactly what I'm trying to do. I would love to just know you and talk to you, or I would love to just hear more about you. And that's kind of how I started to meet more people. So I got this job from doing that. I reached out to a woman. She used to work at the company that I'm going to be working for. I didn't know that. I thought she was still working there. We had a great conversation. She passed my materials on to the company because she still had a lot of pull. She still has a lot of pull there. And she basically told them, she was like, y'all need to interview her. She is it. Y'all need to interview her, whatever. And so a couple days later, they hit me up. Mind you, this is a job I've applied to multiple times before, kept getting denied. They saw my resume and they're like, you don't have any experience. You don't have any entertainment experience, whatever. And so as someone without the experience on paper, I just needed another in. I needed someone to vouch for me. And for me, that was LinkedIn. At the time, she was a complete stranger. I actually met her a few days ago, so she's not a stranger anymore. I thanked her so much and was just like, oh my God, you changed my life. Like, thank you. I'm so grateful for her for doing that. Yeah, so I'm a LinkedIn advocate. I'm a express your desires advocate. It's paid off for me. That's all I can say. When it came down to my interviews, yeah, these interviews, they were very intense. They were very specific. So like I was saying with law firms, they're just kind of like, who are you, whatever. Most of the interviews there kind of turn into conversations about other stuff. And these in-house interviews, they were like, what exactly have you done? What role did you play? One person asked me, when you're negotiating a license agreement, something I've never negotiated before, what are the 2 most important provisions that you keep in mind? I was like, but I didn't answer because I had printed out some license agreements. I had looked at it before my interview and I had an answer. In-house means you work for the company. You're in the company's legal department. External counsel or outside counsel, you work at a law firm and the company is your client. And so it's kind of a different dynamic. And as I start my new job, I'll come on here and explain what I see of some like the differences and stuff like that. As inside counsel, I think that everyone's kind of all hands on deck. Like, you may have your specialty or thing that you're most good at, but if something comes through the door and there are no specialists and it's not important enough to send to outside counsel and pay those outside counsel fees, you're responsible for it. So I think they really need to know what exactly can you do, because this is an environment where we all kind of do everything. We have our main thing that we do, but something needs to get done, something needs to get done. It's like, what can you do? And that's what I noticed in my interviews. They were just much more substantive. Yeah, it was like a long process, and I'm just happy it's over. I'm happy I got what I wanted. I'm happy that I have a new job, and so it's lit. One more thing I wanted to add about the job search process, and then I'm gonna talk about next steps. It's funny because I talked to someone. She doesn't work at my job I'm going to anymore, but 2 years ago when I was looking for a new job, I talked to someone that worked at this job because I was on LinkedIn. I saw she lived in DC. I saw she did what I wanted to do, and I reached out to her. And like I said on the timing piece, at the time there wasn't a need. She was like, I don't know of any positions that we have right now, but I still kept in touch with her. And so it does, I keep saying it, but it feels like a full circle moment. I was interested in this job back then. Y'all just didn't have an opportunity. Y'all didn't have an opening. If y'all did, I probably would have been at this job 2 years ago. So I've been wanting to do this. And so it's nice to see it happen. Go back to my LinkedIn messages and be like, I've been trying to work here for years. So that's just something I thought about. And I'm not romanticizing it though. I know it's work. I know it's America. And so I'm not going in with some rose-colored glasses and thinking, oh my God, it's about to be a unicorn. It's going to be all rainbows and sunshine. Like, I'm not thinking that. I'm being realistic. But I think that this is definitely a step in the right direction. As long as I'm moving in the right direction, I'm making big steps toward what I want, then I'm happy with that. And if it doesn't work out the way that I hoped it would, then it didn't work out the way I hoped it would. And, you know, life keeps going, but I hope it will. I'm optimistic, but I'm also like realistic. Next steps for me, one, I need to learn how to do my new job. I know it's going to be, people like to say learning curve. I know it's going to be a learning curve. It's a lot of stuff I've never done before. So I just want to take the time, be trained, and kind of somewhat start over and just learn how to do the work that they expect of me. So that's like the main next step. But I'm also excited to be able to not have those restrictions of big law anymore. And by that I mean, in big law, you're not allowed to do legal work outside of work. And so you're not allowed to represent people, any of that kind of stuff. That's like a breach of your employment arrangement. There are not those same restrictions when you're in-house. And so some of the people that I work with, they've done legal work on the side for other people. They've done pro bono work outside of their jobs, and some people that I will work with. And I'm like, great, because I've been wanting to do opportunities like that. I went to a conference and someone was giving a presentation on legal work for artists. It was actually the DC Music Summit. She was saying that a lot of times when people apply for trademarks, if they're not from the US, then sometimes you need a licensed attorney to sign off on the application. And she was coming to me kind of like, hey girl, like I got a money opportunity for you. If you are interested, I can send these to you. You can like review them really quick and sign off on them, make money from these trademark applications. And I was just like, I can't do that because I can't sign off on anything legally. I don't know why it got dark, but hopefully y'all can still see me. Sorry that the lighting changed. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm like, I can't really sign off on these because I'm not allowed to do that. Like I work at a law firm, like all my legal work has to be through the law firm. But now I can do that. One of the things I've been wanting to do, and I'll start doing this down the road, not right now, is I wanted to do stuff for creatives in the sense of they have a brand deal, they have a sponsorship deal, they have an agreement with those brands, and they want someone maybe to draft the agreement for them, review it really quickly. And by agreement, I mean a contract. And in like the legal world, we call all those things agreements. They have a contract they need drafted, contract they need reviewed. Maybe they have a quick NDA they want to enter into a collaboration agreement with another artist or another content creator. Sometimes content creators, artists, actors, whatever, they like to operate out of an LLC. And that kind of protects them legally and also like for tax reasons. And so I can form an LLC. I've done a gazillion of those like at the law firm. And so little things like that on the side that are one-off, not the full book of business, not something that's going to be taking me away from my main work, but something that I can easily do in a few hours over the weekend. I'm going to start doing those things on the side. Not right now. I'll let y'all know when it's up and running. For now, I'm going to focus on learning my new job. But eventually that is something that I want to do. I also want to build out my other interests more. I have another side thing that I'm still working on. Me and Samantha run a vacation rental that y'all know about. This YouTube channel, I'm continuing to work with Law Former and other future sponsors in my main job. And so I've always seen myself as someone who, y'all know those restaurants that have a bunch of different small plates and you don't have an entree, they just bring out a bunch of different small plates and that's your meal. That's kind of how I've always envisioned my work life. I never really felt like I was gonna be like a one-trick pony. I always felt I would spend equal amounts of time doing maybe 4 or 5 different things. That's my goal in the future, not right now. And so I feel like this is also a step in that direction where now I'll have the ability to do a bunch of different things and not be worried about, oh, the firm's not gonna like this or whatever. And people that I will work with, they've even said, one lady that interviewed me, she is an adjunct professor. She's wrote multiple books. She does, like appearances all the time to talk about her legal specialty. And she said the company supports that. And I'm like, okay, cool. I hope that I have that same support and that I'm able to do like a bunch of different things. And eventually I kind of want to have my legal part of my work just be 1/5 of what I'm doing and do a bunch of other different stuff. So that's my goal. We'll see. But I'm excited to like now step into that chapter of building those things out for myself and more of what I've always envisioned my work life would look like. So I'm excited. Thank y'all so much for the continued support, the continued encouragement, being so kind. I really, really appreciate it. And so that's it for me. I'm excited to start my job today. I started in like an hour. It won't be today when y'all watch this. I need to go mentally prepare myself a little bit more and get into the mindset to enter into a new chapter. So thank y'all again. Please continue to support. I'm not really trying to do like a big I quit video and stuff like that. I'm just like, I could if I wanted to. Because I have a lot to say actually about my second law firm experience. It was something. But I just kind of don't want to. So we'll see if I change my mind. But for now, I'm just like, I'll do like maybe one or two more like big law related videos. And then I'll kind of talk to y'all about my new job. So if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And watch out for more videos. Peace, y'all.